We've all heard of a Brabus S-Class or a G-Wagon, but have you ever heard of a Brabus Smart Car? We're going to take a look at this one today and what's wrong with it. Let's get started. This is a 2009 Smart Fortwo Smart Car, Brabus Edition. And this is the first time I've ever seen one, and actually when this car showed up, I didn't even know this was a thing. Why would you make a Brabus smart car? I don't know, but they sure did, and here it is. It's got an airbag issue. We're going to talk about how that happened here in a minute. It's got some other issues he wants looked at. Nothing serious, but this is a really strange car. Let's take a look around this thing. So here's the front of this Brabus smart car, and it's not going to be a very long trip around because it's so tiny. It does have some different style fog lamps and some grille action going on there. We see some ground effects that you normally don't see on a smart car. But one thing that is definitely special to this car, Brabus wheels. It actually looks kind of odd with these wheels on it, but I guess it fits the package. It does have a scratch on the door that looks like someone has repainted with some touch-up paint. Otherwise, it's in pretty decent shape. It has this little intake grill here, and as we come around to the back, you can see it does say Smart, and yes, Department of the Navy. Unfortunately in Kansas, we don't have a Navy. There's really no water here to have any ships. But thank you for your service. It is a combat veteran tag, so again, very thankful for that. Here's our ID badge, Brabus. As we go around the side, it does have a black fuel door. I don't know if that's part of the package or not, but no intake or anything going on there, no scratches or damage on that side. And as I promised you, it was a very short trip around. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the interior, the Brabus interior.
Okay, ladies and gents, if you like yellow and yellow, orange, and red, well, you got a lot of warm colors back there, but this has 87,708 miles on it, and that little light down there is not happy, and I can show you that in just a second. But as we move up, you'll see one of the characteristics that is different for the Brabus model is that there's a fabric up here that looks different, and it's more customized than what you would get in your regular Smart Fortwo. Have some nice gauges up there. We have, as we move around, we'll see we have our HVAC controls. We have a cell phone holder. I like how the controls are in the center between them, very small, because everything in this car is rather small. As we move down, we have a large stereo system, and we have more controls for that HVAC system. As we move down, you see you have a charge port kind of hiding down there. We have two cup holders, and we have a very nice leather-wrapped gear selector, which looks like it could be manual, being that it's in a round shape here, but no, it is an automatic. But it's a nice addition. It does look much more interesting, I guess. And as we move over to our floor mats, you'll see that it says Brabus embroidered into the floor mats, and it says that on the driver's side as well. Our door card, looking very nice. It's black, and more dark gray, and it does have that nice fabric on it, and we do have a bit of a mark there, which actually shows it much better on camera. In person, you don't notice it quite so much, but the camera, doesn't lie, it is there. There's a little bit of a faux pas on that door panel. As we look at our seats, we have leather through most of it, but it is cloth in that center section in the back, and no detached or separate headrest, so it's in a very stationary position. This is a two-seater, so we don't actually have a back seat, but we have a back shelf. But that little cargo net apparently is something special they added in the Brabus edition. You can see we have a nice hatchback that has a lower section that pulls down in the window that goes above. Headliner looking good, and this is one thing that is totally new to this model. Yes, you are seeing the ceiling of our shop, and that is this huge panoramic roof that they have added special to this great addition. So here we are back at our steering wheel, and this isn't attached right now because this is a problem. So let me get this out of the way. And oh wow, yeah, there's our steering wheel. There's no buttons on it because, well, they're not attached at the moment, but we do have two lovely connectors in yellow and magenta. So I have a feeling Wizard's going to be explaining some of this to us, but enough of this interior talk. Let's get this up in the air and see what this little guy looks like on the underneath.
So we'll go ahead and take a look at the
Wizard. It's about 2 steps back.
Oh yeah, we need to go back.
It's a little car.
Yeah. So we're not going to find an engine or a transaxle or transmission up here because it's all in the back. We do have the radiator and condenser and things up front, and there's no leaks going on there. One of the things of the Brabus package that's included on this is definitely the suspension, but not so much the whole suspension. Just the shocks and struts. Let's take a look. So there it just looks like a standard strut. It's actually a specialty strut, but when we get to the back, you'll be able to see the Brabus emblem. Our sway bar links are good. There's a little bit of surface rust, but nothing serious. Our brakes are about 50% remaining, but they're still good. Same story over here. Brakes are good, nothing loose, a little bit of rust, but nothing too serious. When we look through these vents, you can see our electric power steering, the back side of the radiator, and the cooling fan, and everything that's up there. It's pretty much all that's in the front of these cars. And nothing's leaking. Then a whole lot of cladding, empty space, not much going on right here. When we get to the back, our exhaust, our transmission, the engine, drive shafts, everything is right here. Here's the bottom of our little 1.0 3-liter. So it has a manual transmission, but it shifts automatically. It's kind of like an automatic. It would be similar to an older Ferrari F1 transmission, the way it actuates and does its things. It just does it automatically. Here's our actuator for the shifter. But basically, it's a manual transmission. Nothing's leaking. We do see our oil filter right out in the open. That's very easy to get to. I don't think they did anything special to the engine on this Brabus package. It's just suspension and appearance, basically. Our brakes look good, nothing's leaking there. We do see our shock, nothing's leaking there. But if we look at the other side, brakes on this side look good, CV boots are good, and there we can see on the shock, it says Brabus. Brabus shocks. That's pretty much the only difference on the suspension. And the exhaust is a little different, probably because the Brabus package, it has these chrome tips, a little bit different styling, but otherwise, nothing serious going on the underneath of the car. Let's get this thing on the ground. So if you're going to change the oil or work on the engine on any of the smart cars, how do you even get to the engine? And the answer is through the rear hatch, just like this. You lift the glass, then there's two little latches inside of here that lowers this down. Then we would remove this carpet and the panel underneath, and then we can get to the top of the engine. Luckily, we don't have to do that for what we're doing, but that's typically how you get to the engine and work on it on a smart car.
Well, Wizard, that's kind of handy. They put a tailgate right there for you to sit on while you're working on it.
It would be easier than working under the hood of a front engine car. You can just kind of just lean here and take it easy and work on it. And it's a tiny little engine, guys, a little 3-cylinder. So that's how you do it. Oh, and there's storage right here in the tailgate, which is pretty cool. Now let's talk about why is the steering wheel apart. If you watched Mrs. Wizard's interior review, you saw that there's some things going on with that steering wheel. Let's go grab Danielson and talk about it. As Danielson's getting everything together, one thing I want to talk about is the customer had a near-miss accident. They didn't actually hit anyone, but in their anger in the situation, they really laid on the horn really hard, and the next thing that happened is the airbag light came on, and they're like, oh crap, I broke something. So the airbag light is on. We're going to find out what happened. So it came in with airbag light on. You scan for codes. What did you find? So
I found this code right here, the B1003. It's basically stage 1 of the driver airbag has high impedance, basically saying the circuit is open.
Mm-hmm. That was with the airbag hooked up, everything fully assembled. It still had that code. What was your steps for diagnosis after that?
So my step for diagnosis, the customer already had a clock spring that he supplied, so I just went ahead and replaced it because it was easy enough, and that did not fix the problem. The next thing that I did was, actually that trick you showed me, was I went and got some resistors. Now in this case, we didn't have a 2 ohm resistor, so I kind of just put a bunch together in parallel to kind of get that 2 ohms. And I put this in the actual wiring to simulate a good airbag, and the fault went away.
So when you want to simulate airbag components, it's usually like 2.5 ohms or something like that. You can get a resistor and put it in place of what supposedly could be bad, and if the light goes away, boom, you don't need to go any further. You just found it. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what happens.
So right here, we got the fault, and I'm gonna go try and clear it. We still have the resistor in our hand. So as you can see, the fault's still there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna connect our resistor.
So this is the wiring that goes straight to the airbag that I'm holding in my hand, and he's putting a resistor where an airbag would normally be.
And then we're going to try to clear the fault again. And there we go. The
Cleared.
fault is officially cleared. Now, that right there tells me also that the wiring is good.
Right.
There's no breakage between our wire, our connector here and our module that's somewhere in the car that I don't really know where it is.
And then you verified that even through the clock spring, it still was good. So the only thing left is this is bad. The computer's reading resistance to these pins back here, the electrical part of the airbag, and it's saying it's bad, it's unsafe. Something's wrong with this airbag. So again, thanks for Danielson for figuring that out. Now we know why is the airbag light on. It very likely happened like the customer said, they hit the horn really hard and maybe knocked something loose. And I don't know exactly what happened, but it took out the airbag, unfortunately.
Now, quick little side note, never check resistance at the airbag.
Right, you could blow it up in your face.
Yes, the way that meters work, they actually supply a small little electrical current into the pins to find the resistance, and obviously if you're applying current to those pins, there's a risk of blowing the airbag in your face.
Yes, it could break your jaw. Don't do that.
Wizard, scoot over. You're covering up half of the car.
Oh, sorry. Okay, here we are with our Brabus smart car. Now we know what happened when the customer hit the horn really hard. Unfortunately, it probably took out the airbag internally, broke something loose, and the computer knew when it was measuring resistance, it said something just went wrong. That airbag is no good. You need to fix it, bro. Danielson did very good. He checked it out, and just like he showed, he simulated a good airbag if it was in place, and the computer was happy. So that means all the wiring, everything is good. It just needs a new airbag. Here's the thing, they don't make smart cars anymore. We actually called to get an airbag. Discontinued, there are no new ones. And I checked through several suppliers, they didn't have any either. And really, when cars get a little age on them, airbags are one of the first things they stop making. I don't know why that is, but there's a lot of Lamborghinis and Ferraris that are a little older today. Especially Murcielagos, when they have airbag issues go out, there are no new ones. There aren't any. So you have to chance it with a good used one. That's what we're doing here. We got a good used one. We're going to verify that it measures right by hooking it up. If the computer's happy, then we're good to go. That's the only thing you can do. And the customer's happy with that. We're going to replace that with a good used airbag module. The other things it's here for is just a brake flush, the fluid, and transmission service, which is just gear oil basically. And the AC is not blowing as cold as it should be. We'll see if there's a small leak somewhere and fix that and recharge it. And that's pretty much it. That's all the customer wanted, and this Brabus smart car will be done. So you can pretty much use that method with the entire airbag system, whether it be side airbags or different types of parts of the airbag system. If you suspect that maybe could it be wiring, or is it the actual module or actual airbag or different piece that supposedly is bad, you can simulate them with resistors and put it in place. And if your code goes away, you know that particular part is bad. You can use it all over the whole airbag system. Just be careful, guys. Just like Danielson just told you guys, you can inadvertently, accidentally explode an airbag, and it could harm you, it could hurt you. So be very careful. Static electricity, things like that are a real issue with these situations. So if it's a risk you want to take, it's kind of up to you. Maybe you want to take it to a professional shop and have it looked at. But definitely wanted to get a video out for you guys to show you this Brabus smart car. I've never seen one. I didn't even know they existed. Maybe some of you guys didn't either. Now together we know this is a real thing. I honestly thought when the car showed up and we brought it in the shop, I thought, oh great, they added a bunch of bling to it to make it look like some model that doesn't exist. And I looked it up. No, it's real. It's the real deal. And like I mentioned also, they didn't do anything with the engine. They didn't tune it. They didn't add a supercharger. They didn't really ramp it up with power. It's mostly just suspension upgrades, interior upgrades, and some styling. And wheels. That's pretty much all the Brabus package is on this, but it does look really cool. I do like it. If you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this smart car or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of the tools we use in the shop are for sale there, and if you purchase anything, we get a small cut, and we really do appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, because Crazy D just filled up the next 2 weeks with cars, which means more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching.